Welcome to a Wicked Turtle Network exclusive.
What is up, Wicked Turtle Nation? We just wanted to let you guys know that Wicked Turtle Network has decided to join the Raise Rebellion as brand ambassadors for Raise Energy Drink. Raise Energy gives you fresh, and that stands for focus, recovery, energy, stamina, and hydration. With zero sugar, absolutely no crash, electrolytes, and BCAA aminos. I encourage everyone listening or watching right now to raise up and join the Raise Rebellion yourself by going to your local GNC, vitamin shop, or even online at repsports.com. And order yourself some Raise energy drinks or other athletic supplements in bulk. And when checking out, use the order code WICKEDTURTLE for a 15% discount. The website and order code will be in the description of this cast. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Duke's Dive. Here, as always, the Duke, and joining me, my co-host, Coach Raph. Coach Calvin.
Coach, Coach Sean Calvin. How's it going, man?
It's going good, man. Before I jump into anything, just wanted to, the higher ups like to talk about Raise, Raise Energy. It's pretty good stuff,
Yeah, it's pretty good. I like the Raise Energy drink.
That tasted like America.
It's like freedom.
Yeah. Not a real American, but, anyways, I digress. Before we jump into the regular, of course, you can get Raise Energy at raiserepsports.com and use the code WickedTurtle, save 15%. So, it is pretty good stuff. Like I said, it tastes pretty good. And, honestly, like that a lot better than most stuff that's on the shelf. I've said that like many times, but yeah. Some bad news to jump into before we talk about the weekly stuff is on the lesser scale, but not as direct as Scott Hall. But Big E did suffer a broken neck on SmackDown this week, and our thoughts go out to him. We do have a video, his latest update on Twitter. We'll take a second to play that here.
So I got some really good news, all things considered. The C1 and C6 are indeed fractured, not displacement though, which is a very good thing. And I don't have any damage to my spinal cord, no ligament damage, and no surgery, which I'm very thankful for. And a pro tip, if you're going to break your neck, do it in Birmingham. They've been great. Everyone here at UAB has been great. But for real, it's meant a ton to me that so many of you have been so kind and reached out, stopped in to see me, texted me. I know I feel like I sound like a broken record, but I am very grateful, and I'm gonna be all right. It's a blessing.
So yeah, that sucks. We had seen something like that similar on Extreme Rules, and we by good graces, we didn't see something like this happen. But
yeah, I just hope he makes makes a quick recovery. I'm not sure what the future will be for him as far as in-ring work goes, but
yeah, I mean,
I would assume
the time frame of coming back, I have, but
yeah.
All I gotta say is keep well, yeah.
If he can't come back, that there'll always be a place for him in the WWE universe. So
yeah,
hopefully...
if he can't we've seen this happen to many people. Tyson Kidd is off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Stone Cold. With the next stuff like that. Could shorten careers for sure if if possible if he can come back. So yeah, for sure. Let's just keep him in our thoughts, I guess. You know what I mean, as far as going forward. And on a more tragicer than that scale, of course, Scott Hall is in the hospital. He's actually on life support right now. So he had a situation where he had a hip surgery and then ended up having like 3 heart attacks in the hospital. And so, yeah, a big part of growing up, Scott Hall, for me, I'm sure, as you coach,
Yeah,
Razor Ramon.
I wouldn't be I wouldn't be sitting here. I mean, I wouldn't even be involved in the wrestling business if it wasn't for the NWO. Like I
Yeah.
was a wrestling fan when I was a kid, and I kind of stopped watching it around 93, 94. And I hopped back in 96 when my dad had told me about Hollywood Hogan, like Hogan turning heel,
Oh
and
my
there's this
God, yeah.
called the NWO. So I watched like one of the first Nitros with them on it, and like then I was hooked. So like I legitimately would not be in the wrestling business and have this love that I have for professional wrestling if it wasn't for the NWO. And that, Scott Hall was such a big part of that. So this one, when I saw this one, legitimately hurts. Like I hope
Yeah, dude, yeah.
he makes a
It's
full
terrible.
recovery, but it's not looking great right now. But
It's not, but yeah, hopefully, by the grace.
yeah.
But
It's a bummer note to start on, but
it's a really sour note, yeah. But yeah,
yeah.
as far as Razor Ramon, I remember those intercontinental matches with Shawn Michaels, and it's just
Oh, that's a classic one right there.
yeah. As far as just as obviously, yeah, the NWO stuff too, but that's where my mind always goes with Scott Hall's the Razor Ramon stuff. And
Yeah.
but yeah, as we are pressed for time this week. We do have some weekly stuff to get into. Um, you know what? I do have AEW Dark and Dark Elevation stuff written down, but I just wanted to announce, as far as I said on my last episode, it was the audio only episode. Coach was sick. Um, I was in NTW Nanticoke for the fundraiser for Tilbury Hall. I'm gonna send Penguin is going to have the full results for that, so we'll have that in the description thingy majiggy down below. So I just wanted to tell them thank you for having me up there. I did commentary up there. There
Oh
was a
no.
lot of you Scranton fellows up there. Johnny Moran, Squid, Johnny Poppetopolis, Nyle the Wild One.
My buddy Mike Mitchell.
Yeah, Mike Mitchell. There's oh my gosh, yeah, just a ton of the guys up there. Felt
Yeah.
like an old GSW show, to be honest with you. Old true, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that area for wrestling holds a special place in my heart too. So
It sounded like a great show. Everybody seemed that I talked to spoke very highly and seemed really
yeah,
happy.
it was so fun. It was really fun. It was in some kind of like place where they do skits or theater or something, because there's like a Game of Thrones chair, and then like back in the back there was like a dead cut up, like the most gnarly pig I've ever seen in my life. Like the legs were broken off of it. Like I was
Oh my
like, I
God.
must be where like they have death matches here and just throw the body and limbs over there. Just okay. That was really strange. But yeah, like I said, special shout out to those guys. We'll be doing some more stuff. Unfortunately, this weekend, the weather didn't want to cooperate, and we missed out on a good triple threat for Eclipse. But they
Yeah.
pulled, they did the right move, and they
Yeah.
canceled. Um,
Huge shout out to Eclipse,
yeah,
Emily Doyle, and the rest who run that. Great
AC Norway,
company.
yeah, absolutely.
Thought about their talent, which sometimes not everybody does.
Right.
Nothing but great things to say. Eclipse has always been very good to Kit and very good to me.
Yeah.
So I've got nothing but positive things. And we'll Kit Raff, for those who were really looking forward to seeing Kit Raff and myself, we'll be back. I'm not sure when, but we will be back. So
Right. Hopefully with NTW too soon.
yeah,
Some stuff coming up with them. Long Pond in April. They're going back to Nanticoke. And so yeah, that's what we've been doing. That's what's been going on as far as that. And we wanted to jump into the weekly stuff. And as far as the AEW Dark Elevations, I'm going to be covering that on the Smart Mark Alley discussion groups from now on. I'm just going to post the results. We do like to do a lot of like live threads, so we usually do Impact, AEW, Rampage, and most pay-per-views, big big match, big TV set. So we cover that in with discussion threads on there. But I'll be posting the results of Dark and Dark Elevation because I just give them here anyway, so it's not really a huge loss, and that way there's more interaction even on the discussion group. So
Sounds good.
yeah, that is good. So yeah, we'll move into the very first thing we got here is Monday Night Raw. Very quick, RKO defeated Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins, and the Alpha Academy to become the tag team champions.
That was a fantastic match. Big up on that one.
Oh yeah, that was a great match. Yeah, to see that. Not usually big on RK Bro, but yeah, to see them win the titles and then that match was pretty good. It was it was pretty good. I like that.
I'm not a big Matt Riddle fan at all, but this match was fantastic, and he did do some great work in it. I'm willing to give props to even though wrestlers I'm not a big fan of, I can appreciate
the same here.
And that was a fantastic match. So good.
I'm big on Chad Gable and Otis too. So.
I love Otis. Otis is my boy. I can do an entire show about how much I love that dude. So that was a great match.
That promo he did with the macaroons was hilarious.
Oh, that's great.
But Raw, excuse me. Yeah, Dana Brooke then defeated Tamina. Like I said in the last one, I'm not a big fan of this whole thing at all. So
that's bad.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. It's filler, but it's not good. Yeah. I don't like it.
Yeah, not to dwell on it, but yeah. It's a down.
Yeah.
Breaker and Ciampa then took on the Dirty Dogs. Great match.
Big up for me because 2.0 on Raw and the match itself was good. And Breaker got a pretty decent reaction from a crowd that probably wasn't fully aware of who he was, but they reacted well for him. So future looking promising for him. And Ciampa had another great showing on Raw. I would expect a call for Ciampa would be imminent. So
and they're from what I hear or what I'm reading, evidently with Breaker too.
Yeah, I mean,
I wouldn't be surprised to see him on there very soon.
I would, just not to be on it too quick, but I would bring them up as a tag team for a bit because Raw does need tag teams, and it would give Ciampa a chance to. Breaker a chance to kind of gain some experience working alongside Ciampa. I think it would be cool to see, but we'll see what post-Mania brings.
Too, and it goes into what happened with the main event too. It gets more eyes on NXT 2.0, and that's the main event, the main goal. Excuse me.
Yes.
But yeah, and then we had Omos defeating Apollo Crews. That couldn't have been all of Raw. I must not
no. There was more.
Kevin Owens called out Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Right. And before that, there was a match, but I'm blanking right now what it was.
Yeah. We don't usually cover Raw, top to bottom anyway. But
no. And Raw this week actually was pretty good. It wasn't
decent.
It's worth watching the edited version on Hulu. If you give it a watch, you'll probably have a good time.
That's how I do it.
Yeah, same here too. It's easier.
TikTok is pretty easy to navigate on Xfinity devices too. So.
Yeah. So I guess we can move on to
we will move on to NXT.
There we go.
Roadblock. And I do have it all here, I do believe. Dakota Kai and Wendy Chu defeat Raquel Gonzalez and Cora Jade.
Yeah, big up for this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Love this match.
Yeah. I'm glad to see Cora Jade, but I don't know if they're obviously probably going to break up the team of them going forward, and then hopefully that Raquel gets another shot at the NXT title.
Judging from what
NXT
happened,
Women's title.
Yeah. Later in the show, it's like Cora and Mandy is probably on the cards because she went and attacked Mandy in the lounge, the Toxic Attraction lounge.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
This match was great. Wendy Chu, we'll get to her a little bit later, but love it. Love the gimmick so much.
Yeah. I just could imagine her and Orange Cassidy doing something, anything.
Would be so much fun.
Yeah, from back when he would do the rockabye sleep. Oh my God, the things they could do.
Yeah.
But excuse me. Yeah, then Fallon Henley defeated Tiffany Stratton. This was a good one. This was not.
Yeah, big up. I liked it. I see a lot of potential in Tiffany Stratton. She looks great. Like,
Yeah.
what she does in the ring. I mean, physically, I guess she is pretty.
Yeah.
But
And if you don't know these ladies, they've been on NXT Level Up.
yeah, they're
right?
relatively new. Yeah. They've been on and on 205 Live too before the changeover. But Tiffany, I like the clueless gimmick that she's kind of got, the like rich girl, like her promo work, when she gets a chance to do it, she does really convey that character really well. I'm a big fan of it. So
yeah, the spoiled one, right?
yeah,
that's her, right? Yeah, okay.
yeah, she's Tiffany. Yeah. She was an Olympic
I've
gymnast
enjoyed
at
what
one
I've seen
point.
so far from her promo stuff. Yeah, I've
Yeah.
enjoyed it. But yeah, so that was definitely good. LA Knight then defeated. Oh yeah, no, Grayson Waller defeated
Grayson
LA
Waller.
Knight. Defeated
Yeah.
LA Knight in a last man standing match.
Yeah, I thumbs up on this one. I liked. I thought the ending. The ending was pretty great, where Waller couldn't get himself up, so he grabbed a hold of Sanga, and Sanga just kind of pulled him up while handcuffed.
And he held him up there. Yeah.
It was a creative ending. So that was great. And I think LA Knight also will be getting the call soon, because he's been on a losing streak, and it seems with NXT, if you lose like 4 or 5 times in a row,
that's what it seems like. It's like, okay, we're obviously going to be positioning him to Raw or whatever, or SmackDown.
Like Butch. We'll get to Butch.
We will definitely get to Butch. Good Lord, but that's a bit worse thing. But yeah, it was good to see LA Knight in a last man standing match, and it reminds you of the old like Impact Wrestling matches he'd have and stuff like that. So
he of all the people currently in NXT, I mean, he is the one who I think right now could, like, obviously they're probably setting it up, but like he could be called up and he'll be fine. Like, he's so good.
Oh, for sure.
LA
Knight and The Miz instantly.
Yes. Yep. So much
just
good.
Take my money for that. I'm just that's a lot better than anything with Logan Paul. So like you could have done that. You definitely could have done that.
I think I still think Miz and Grayson Waller would have been a good option too, because Waller is that was
I agree. I do agree there. They would have messed up nice.
Yeah.
They would have messed up nice. But after that we had another of the Dusty Cup. Was Io Shirai and Kaylee Ray defeat Casey Catanzaro and Caden Carter.
Yeah, this wasn't up. It was good. It was enjoyable.
I enjoyed it. And so that means we'll be seeing Io Shirai and Kaylee Ray taking on Wendy Chu and Dakota Kai.
That'll be a good one.
Yeah. I think it was Kaylee and Dakota who have some stuff in the past, right? Like,
yes,
that's probably why it's coming down to that.
Yeah, and they're I mean, they've kind of been slowly working towards turning Dakota face, it looks like, too, like back to kind of the good side. So maybe like there'll be some kind of thing where she has a chance to do something kind of heelish, bad guyish, and she stops herself. I don't know. It's kind of interesting. Like, one thing I think, just not to speed it up, but like be quick with this and talk about it, with 2.0 that I like is it is really good with kind of long-term storytelling and things like that. But I think it gets underappreciated because people kind of brush it off sometimes. But anyone watching, come on, if you're watching this and while you're hearing this and you haven't watched 2.0 yet, I'm telling you to watch it, and I promise you'll enjoy it.
Yeah, because the main event, right, wasn't the tag team match, was it?
No, it was Braun, Ciampa, and Ziggler.
Oh, okay, the triple threat. But the one before that was then the tag team, MSK and Imperium. Imperium retains against, Unfortunately, I'm a big fan of MSK, so that was a bad one for me. But it was not. It was a good match for sure, but definitely a downer.
It was definitely to set up a big, like, kind of, it appears to be a triple threat tag match with MSK, the Creeds, and
Yeah,
Imperiums. And
that makes
I would
sense.
say Stand and Deliver will get some kind of, like, maybe like a triple threat, maybe something with a ladder, a cage. I don't know, but
Yeah,
there was something definitely starting to be set up there that could be a
something
show
gimmicky
for.
with the match would be cool, like a
Yeah,
hardcore kind of environmental thing with the tag teams would be cool because they haven't done that for a while for the tag team stuff.
yeah,
I feel like, and it's yeah, NXT take stand up and deliver is definitely looking really good as we have the triple threat main event Ziggler taking on Breaker and Ciampa, and he won.
yep.
I don't think a
Oh
lot of
man,
people expected that.
yeah, and it was the reaction. I was surprised with how divisive it was because there were people
Yeah,
that were. I mean, yeah, right. One positive thing, it has gotten a lot of eyes on 2.0 because there were people
for
who were either
sure.
like, why is Ziggler champion? He's 41 years old. And there were people that were like, holy shit, like Dolph Ziggler won a championship. So, like, I mean,
That's
and
where I
obviously,
was,
yeah,
but yeah,
I think, I mean, the end goal here is probably to get Braun like a big win on a big stage if they're putting the belt
against a
back
big
on.
opponent,
Yeah. So like there's a story to be told here. And sometimes I think
right?
people forget, like, this is a storytelling business. So like, just because the first chapter might not be to your liking, like don't close the book. Like keep
Exactly.
going. Wait for the ending. So,
It's
I mean
in the long run, it's just going to give Ziggler some stats that some fantasy things that if it didn't happen, you know what I mean.
yeah.
I don't know what I'm saying, but you know what I mean. But it
I
just
mean,
feels like fantasy booking for years. Like, oh my god, if you would have put Dolph Ziggler in NXT, the matches he could have had. I know I've said that on Smart Mark many times. Like, oh my god, if they had Dolph Ziggler come down, you're like, because
yep.
instead of
That's
being
just
it goes after this whole thing of is NXT really a developmental or is it really just a side by side promotion? You know what I
right.
mean? And this whole
I mean,
call up thing,
yeah.
is it really just like the NFL, it's a draft, you know what I mean, or whatever. That's how I always felt, and that's even what Tommaso Ciampa has gone on the record to say many times. Like that's how I
Right.
just feel it is. Like, but
It could still be developmental even with Ziggler as champion because I would assume obviously the idea would be to develop Braun. Like this company
yeah,
clearly wants to run with Braun in the future, given like the way he's being set up. And in order to
right,
get Braun to that next level, he needs next level wins, and he needs like
right.
stories that matter.
I
Like
feel like there's no problem bringing in like bigger names from the other promotions to
right,
showcase these guys in a way, in that way. You know what I mean? Like with, especially like with, I'm sure Balor could come back. I'd really like to
yeah.
see Balor go to NXT UK because it seems like he's missing. It seems like he's missing home a lot.
I would like to see Braun capture the belt, hold it until whatever the summer NXT pay per view ends up
Yeah,
being, and then drop it to Gunther. So you know,
yeah, yeah. That sounds ideal. But yeah,
yeah, because
honestly, yeah, the NXT wasn't up for me. It was a good show. You know what I mean?
yeah, it was
Like I
my
said,
show of the week.
yeah, and a good build up towards Stand and Deliver Mania weekend. So I
Yes,
enjoy that. Um, so NXT, we move on to Wednesday. We had Dynamite. We had Hangman Adam Page defeating Dante Martin. This is an up for me, especially because, like I said, not every heavyweight title match defense needs to end in blood and guts.
right. Um,
And he's been having these decent matches that don't need. Oh my god! Okay, like every time you see Cody Rhodes, he's wearing the crimson mask. Like it's become a meme. But yeah, so it was good to see like a straight up wrestling match,
yeah,
and that's yeah,
I did watch this one because like I said, I don't watch a ton of AEW. I did see this one because I do like Hangman Page, and
yeah.
this
Page
was
is
an up.
good.
Yeah, Page is
Yeah,
great.
I love that ROH stuff too, and it seems like
Yes.
that's what they're going back towards with the Just to touch on BTE for a second, it feels like they're going back to the old route with the Bucks and Page, and it's funny that last week you took a week off, Coach, and we were talking about 2.0, 3.0, Ever Rise, and we had said that he hadn't. I had said that he hadn't defended that BTE championship, and you know what they done did?
What they do?
They brought in a fake coach, a replacement coach, on Adam Cole on his side, and Adam Cole beat Matt Lee for the BTE championship. So he's no longer the BTE champion. So I think they were saying something there. I think they were watching. They said this coach here,
There are a lot of coaches in the wrestling multiverse. If you get a chance,
there definitely is.
To grab WWE 2K22, Drew Gulak is in there as a coach with the whistle and the hat. And
I heard that was really, really good. That opening segment, the opening training tutorial.
As soon as I saw it, he's got a tracksuit and a hat and a whistle. I'm just like, that's fantastic. Like,
Yeah, I've seen a lot of reviews say that was like he gave the performance of his life on that one. It was just really good.
Sometime soon when you get your hands on it, we'll do a deep dive on that game. It's great.
We would definitely want to do a deep dive onto wrestling video games in general.
Yes.
So look for that in the future. So
yes,
for definitely. Where were we here? And the second match was Moxley and Danielson versus Anthony Henry and JD Drake. And this was great, especially Anthony Henry and JD Drake, a team on the Indies and stuff like that, of that nature. So it was good to see them. And the end there, where Mr. Regal came to NXT, or excuse me, the word.
AEW.
Came to AEW, and that was just cool to see him there and see him talk to Tony Schiavone, and just the amount of passion that he had, as always, showing.
Yeah.
And
great promo from Regan.
Yeah,
I did see that too.
Yeah, I guess he went just like us, a little bit over time, but
well, it happens.
It's hard to do. Yeah, it's hard to. It's show business, I guess. Whatever you want to say about that. Then Pac defeated Wheeler Yuta. This was a good one. This was a much needed win for Pac for me. I don't know, like I said, what's going on with the whole Death Triangle thing. Are they just moving that to a Death Square with Eric Redbeard, or what's going on? But either way, it sounds good to me. I just want to see Pac and kind of do his own thing away from them. I want to see him do these singles from time to time here. So that's good to see. And then Jurassic Express took on and defeated the Acclaim to retain their AEW tag team titles. It was a really good match. Of course, I'm a big fan of the Acclaim, so I didn't want to see them lose, but it was good to finally see them after, seeing them on Dark and Dark Elevation, Rampage, and Dynamite. Win, and then they finally get this title match. So hopefully we can see this one again, or if not for the titles, at least just to have these guys, these two teams wrestle again. They need to see them wrestle again. So yeah, I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
So AEW Dynamite was definitely an up. And we move on here. Thursday from the from the 11th, we have SmackDown. Oh, excuse me. No, we do not have SmackDown. We have Impact.
You skipped Impact.
Yeah, I was gonna say Impact. SmackDown hasn't been on Thursdays in a long, long time.
No.
What the hell am I thinking? Anyways,
right. 1 second. Go ahead and cover Impact. I just have to give my dog a treat because he's about.
Yeah, no problem, brother. Yeah, I'm sure my dogs are in the background too. So, just to jump on this real quick, BTI, Jordan Grace defeated Havoc. Willie Mack on the main show. Willie Mack defeated Kenny King. This was an up. Ace Austin defeated Crazy Steve and John Skyler in the triple threat. This was an up. The Inspiration, Chelsea Green and Mickey James defeated The Influence, Tasha Steelz and Savannah Evans. This was an up. And Eddie Edwards defeated Rich Swann in the main event. So it looks like they're getting a real mean Eddie Edwards back. It seems like here they're bringing back the old Ring of Honor Eddie Edwards. So
nice.
That's what I'm seeing as far as Impact. I know that they're going to have also a pay-per-view as on Mania weekend, or the Collective, or whatever you want to call this crazy week of wrestling, professional
Yeah,
wrestling. It's
there's a
going to be
lot.
crazy. There's
Whenever
so much.
we'll have to as we get closer figure out when we're gonna, because it's gonna be tough to do a show on Sunday with it being Mania, but we'll have to figure
Yeah, we
something
might
out.
even just have to take that week off.
Yeah, and then we'll
Just to save the headache, you know what I mean?
yep
Just follow
come
us
back
on social
weekend for
medias. Yeah, exactly. And then we'll
a
just
big
follow us
super
on
show.
yeah, for sure. We'll do like a big wrap up or whatever, but
You know, we can all talk about what we liked for Mania
I
weekend and
hadn't even
stuff like
thought
that.
about that, but yeah, as far as that goes, that's you heard it right here. We're probably just going to take that week off just to save ourselves the headache, and you know what I mean.
'Cause it's
We'll
full,
be posting about that on our socials, so
yeah,
just follow us there, so you'll be caught up with everything that's going on that we found amusing or entertaining or whatever you want to say on that. There. Now we do move up to XT UK, and I have that on the old paper here. We opened it up with Charlie Dempsey versus A Kid.
yes,
This so good, and goes
yes,
back to I didn't even realize this was William Regal's kid,
yep.
Charlie
And
Dempsey, and the
I
group
don't know if you
he's in.
saw, but A Kid's coming to 2.0 starting next week.
Yeah, and oh my God,
He's facing
that's gonna make
Kushida.
it watchable right there. Yeah,
Yeah,
this is my
I
first time seeing him. Yeah.
because I've been trying to sell Kit Raff on 2.0, and I've gotten him here and there, but like I was like, hey, like A Kid versus Kushida, and
Oh my
he's
God,
booked
yeah.
now, so
A Kid
you know,
versus Kushida would be amazing.
yeah.
Yeah.
This was a great match, though. Dempsey's fantastic. I mean, it's William Regal's son, and A Kid is A Kid. A Kid's a star in the making. Like he could be a huge star for the main roster in WWE just because super talented, like next level
Yeah.
stuff. Looks good. Spanish speaking, which that's like there's not enough big Spanish speaking stars. Like
That's true. Yeah.
um, he's from Spain. Like really excited. No, just back to back to the rest of the UK. I'm sorry, getting off
Yeah.
of
Oh,
it.
that's good to see him. He's going to be on 2.0 too.
Yeah,
So there's a lot of shaking up leading into the Mania weekend with WWE stuff for sure. And then another great one, Symbiosis take on Splash Mountain, in a tag team clinic.
yeah, this was great.
Really
Big ups
good.
on this one.
Yeah. And then in the main event, John Coffey defeated. Excuse me, took on Noam Dar, and for the the Heritage Cup.
Heritage, yes,
Noam Dar did win on that.
that was a good one.
That was
Man,
really good. Yeah, I like
Noam
Noam
Dar.
Dar.
Yeah, he's been in WWE for a while too. Like he was one of the original cruiserweights from the
Yeah, I
the
feel like
tournament.
everything he's done has been like such a sleeper. Like
Yeah, well, everybody sleeps on Dar. Like Dar is fantastic. He
everybody,
had a
yeah, because that from the infamous 205 Live whole debacle there. You know what I mean?
oh my gosh, he was the Alicia Fox, the Alicia Fox. Like
Oh
oh my
yeah, I
god.
remember that. Yeah,
And
exactly. I
the
forgot
rumor
all
was
about
that
that.
he was getting a push because Vince liked the way he said Fox because it sounded like Fox. That was the internet rumor, which to me is like the most insane. It's so insane that I hope to God it was true, just because like
With the
just
amount of
picturing.
insane it is, like I'm sure it
Yeah,
is true, just because that's Vince McMahon. It just feels like
but I mean,
that's Vince.
but like, what a great run, but such an understated run. I think people like sleep on Dar, but Dar is fantastic. So
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely. Yeah, I just feel like Vince is one of those guys. He's like one of those genuinely funny dudes. Like, and I don't think a
yeah,
lot of people I don't think a lot of people get it because he's just the on screen. Well, fuck that guy. You know what I mean? He led to this guy leaving or this woman leaving, and that could be a whole 3 hour,
oh
4 hour
yeah,
discussion in itself. Vince McMahon. You know what I mean?
I could do a whole Vince McMahon is such a fascinating human being to me, good or
Yeah,
bad, whatever your opinion is. He's fascinating, and I could do
he
like an
really
entire
is.
yeah. Like what a fascinating human being. Whether you
Yeah,
like him
like
or hate him, there's just
you
so
go, you,
much.
you gotta give it up to that. Like he is
Yeah,
like genuinely interesting, like a genuinely interesting human being. Like he's wrestling history.
yeah,
Just and then in and that of itself is like to go back on everything that's happened. You know what I mean? He's been there.
Yes, good, bad, ugly, indifferent, happy, great, everything. Vince is pretty much anything that's been good or bad or train wreck or fantastic in WWE is Vince McMahon at the end of the day. So,
Yeah.
you know, it is what it
So
is. All right.
absolutely, and that covers up NXT, doesn't it?
Yeah,
NXT
so
UK.
NXT
Very
UK is
short,
an
sweet, and to the point.
awesome show. Worth the watch. The NXT.
Absolutely. I mean, come on, it's like an hour.
Yep. 2.0 UK and Level Up are the underrated shows that I think need more love. Like if
Yeah,
you're not
I can
watching
agree
them,
with that.
you need to start watching them because they're all fantastic.
I agree with that. I can agree with that. And Rampage. Yeah, okay, excuse me. We move on to Friday. Friday was SmackDown. Opened up with Sheamus and Ridge Holland defeating Big E and Kofi. Of course, this is where the incident happened. So, just to not to give it a down, but it was definitely a downer after
Yeah.
that. When,
Um,
like I had messaged you, it seemed like when he had took the bump off the apron, I thought that was when he was injured, and then he got picked up, and yeah, oh Jesus,
and I mean, it was I've seen people have kind of been calling for Ridge Holland's head on this and calling for his release, and
yeah, because I guess there was another incident, and
yeah, the incident
of
with
course the one where he injured himself,
yeah, and then Ricochet kind of stomped on it. Ridge Holland's had an interesting career with all kinds of things, but I mean,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, like I'm not getting into the specifics because I just don't want to hear about it on social media. But like, it was a fuck up. Fuck ups happen in wrestling. And I'm just
Exactly.
I'm gonna leave it at that. And I don't want to dwell on it because it is like sad and it is it's a lot. So we'll hop on. We'll take this moment to speak about the Butch in the room here.
Yeah,
About
the
Pete
Butch in the
Dunne
room. Yeah.
debuting. All right.
So
I have
yeah, so
yeah.
he came up with the Sheamus and Ridge as the third man, as in they kind of introduced him like obviously the internet is going to take one aspect, and I'm guilty of it. I'm guilty of it. They're going to take one aspect of something and shine a microphone. Yeah, shine a microphone. Jesus Christ, shine a like under that. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
like that's the only thing you're going to hear. But they introduced him as hey, this is my buddy. You may know him as a different name, but we know him as Butch. Like I get it. Like my buddy, I have a buddy named Butch. Like I can relate to I can relate to like the scrappy buddy, like the beer drinking buddies, I don't know, whatever you call. I know him as Butch,
I am
So
I'm of like two mindsets with this. There's the mindset that like, is Butch the best name they could have come up with? Probably
no,
not. It's not great. But I do appreciate that number one, they acknowledged his previous name. Number two, they put him
correct.
over big because they
They
were
did.
like, we're like, we don't need weapons. Like, this is our weapon. Like, this guy right here, like, his bare hands will, like, fuck you up, is basically how they imply it. So he got put over really big. And they also, like, they said it's his nickname. So that leaves an out. It's kind of like when Chad Gable became Shorty G. Like, it wasn't a permanent thing. There was an out to go back to Chad Gable. So,
Exactly.
and I mean, I do love the hooligan
There was an
gimmick.
out to go back to there is an out to go back to Pete Dunne. If that, what I mean,
Yeah, they left it out. And I love the gimmick. Like, the hooligan gimmick was
and big shout out to him because he had a big giant plate of shit sat on his lap.
Yeah.
In that situation, you know what I'm saying, with Big E just getting injured, so it was kind of like, fuck, man, we kind of want to, put our attention on Big right now, E right now, but damn, I gotta also get over, or whatever you want to say. Like, I gotta make myself out as this name, you know what I mean? But shit, yeah, everybody was, you know what I mean?
I'll
Big
sum
up
it
to
up
the whole situation, you know what I mean? It was damn.
I'll sum it up really fast in an easy way that I think most people can agree on. If you've watched WWF or WWE since the 80s, they've always done this. They change people's names. It's what they do. And whether they're good names or bad names, it happens. And, they're not ever going to stop. They're not, no matter how pissed everybody might get on the internet, that's WWE does it. They do it for trademark reasons. And it is what it is. And I mean, if we can get some great main roster bangers out of Dunn, Butch, whatever they want to call him, I'm all for it. And I mean,
I'm for it too then. Yeah, absolutely.
and
I'm sure that'll happen. Absolutely happen.
Yeah, and if he's getting paid and he's happy, that's all I care about.
Exactly. It's not the biggest thing in the world, and sometimes WWE, in my opinion, goes so far out of their way to make things understandable for the casual people that they just end up complicating things even more. But it's not the biggest thing in the world at all.
No, I mean,
I'm sure he'll have a great career. I know there's a lot of people that are like, well, he'll probably be forgotten. I doubt that. Just going off of his freaking legendary, whatever, fucking NXT UK title reign. Like,
yeah.
You can call me Donkey Lips McGee. You know what I mean? I don't care what you call him. That's the dude that held the NXT title for like forever.
You could have called him Shorty D. It could have been worse.
Exactly, Shorty D.
Shorty P. Shorty P. Here's our new friend. Here's our weapon, Shorty P. And then he comes in with that look on his face. Oh man. Like I said,
in that. Yeah, I posted that on my social media. I posted a video mostly because of just how surreal everything was. Because like they introduced him. They said his name Butch, and then you hear in the background somebody go Butch, and then the interviewer's face afterwards. It was like she just had this weirdest look on her face. I'm sure the same look as everybody else at that point in time.
Right. And like you said, it's amazing how Twitter skipped over the part where they, number one, acknowledged him, and number two, put him over. They just went right to the Butch thing. And it's like, but there's more to this. But, the internet's the internet. It's, they're never happy. And
no.
Like I said, my issue was that instead of fans focusing on, like, Biggie and sending out, like, thoughts and
Wells,
okay, everyone was like, his name's, like, everyone was making Butch jokes. Like, I don't give a shit about, like, what they changed his name to. Like, there's a man.
To me, I was watching through DVR, so at that point, I had no clue. I was just like, "Wait, what the hell?" And then once I got into that, it's like, yeah, that doesn't even matter right now. Like, the more important thing to focus on is E. Definitely, you know what I mean? So
if it upsets you that much, don't watch SmackDown. There you go. Like, watch something else.
You're really gonna miss out on a guy's that is going to have amazing matches because you don't like his name.
Yeah.
And I understand, WWE doesn't exactly follow through with everything too. You know what I mean?
There is that.
So I do understand that there is some valid, concern.
Oh, absolutely.
So, and we'll leave it at that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm not saying they're above criticism or you shouldn't criticize. You absolutely should. I'm just speaking my point. That's all.
Right.
Like I said,
right. Absolutely.
If it pisses you off and you don't want to like it or watch it or you want to vent your feelings, please do. Just remember, we're just talking our opinion, and that's it.
Right.
Let's move on.
Take time off and enjoy something else and jump back into it.
Yep,
that's
there you
right.
go.
I do that constantly. So that covered SmackDown, and we move up to Rampage. Rampage had Darby Allin defeating Mark Quinn. This was up for me. SmackDown wasn't up too, actually.
Yeah, SmackDown was.
Oh my God, Jesus Christ, I'm sorry.
We skipped over everything. I guess I
skipped over everything. No, I didn't want to not talk about, but Sasha Banks and Naomi defeat Natalya and Shayna Baszler.
Yep, good.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. Sorry about that. Everything's just a little screwy tonight because of the daylight savings time that we need to abolish. Or whatever. That's all right. Christ alive. Anyways, And we had Rick Boogs and Shinsuke Nakamura defeating the Usos. This was fun, quick, and finally, that the Usos are in a match. Then instead of just attacking the guys
it's up for Mania too.
At the gate. Yeah, absolutely. Gives Nakamura something. And how good was Boogs? Was this his first one?
No, he's had a few, but I think this was his first big showcase that he got to kind of show off because a lot of the matches they haven't been super long, or they've been multi-man affairs, or they've been gimmicky holiday themed matches kind of thing. So this was a chance for Boogs to kind of show off what he can do a little bit. And I think at Mania he'll really get to shine. So looking forward to that one.
Absolutely. And the main event was Ricochet defeating Sami Zayn.
Oh, big up on this. This was great.
Yeah, incredible match. And, way to put these, the Intercontinental and U.S. titles up. You know what I mean? It's good to see them have actually on TV and with great matches to represent them. So and great people to represent that Matt's with. So yeah, very good. Especially Sammy, and I'm going to enjoy that stuff with Knoxville and Mania.
Oh, I'm looking forward to that too. It's going to
Me
be fun.
too. Absolutely. And the last thing, I'm going to cover GCW Astronaut on the next episode whenever we can. I'm not going to jam the episode up with that as a everything's been a little screwy with time tonight, but I just wanted to finish the weekly stuff and talk about NXT Level Up for sure. The opening, we opened it up with Trick Williams versus Guru Raj, and Trick did win that. He's the best friend of Carmelo Hayes.
Oh, by the way, let's take a second to talk about the new opening for Level Up that uses clips of current main roster people side by side with their NXT days. Fucking phenomenal opening.
Yeah,
by the
dude.
way, Level Up hit its stride this week because they didn't have any recaps. They had that great opening and they kind of had some stories in it. So, great episode of Level Up this week. So, continue.
Hulu messed that up for me.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, they still had the big there was still over a quarter of it that was Raw.
Oh man, see, I watched it live and it did not have.
Yeah, I need to watch that live, but see, I usually go from 8 to 10 and then from 10 to Rampage, but I'm just going to, because I already watched Rampage, I'm just going to, after SmackDown, I'm going to switch right over to Peacock and watch NXT Level Up real quick.
I can't believe they edit it. Man, that makes me upset that they edit in that Ross. It's so obnoxious. I fast forward through it, but when you watch it live, that's not in there. It's a half
it's not
hour
a big deal, but yeah, absolutely. It was it's still like an hour show, and then they have at least a good 20 minutes. There was Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins at least, and I don't know exactly what it was because, like I said, I skipped through it. But yeah, there's still a good portion on it. Hulu.
Because that's the international version, and the international version has those recaps because some of those countries that it air and don't have Monday Night Raw, I think, or at least
that makes sense.
But if you watch it live on Peacock, 10 o'clock on Friday. It's a half hour and does not have that recap stuff in it. And with Peacock, you can rewind. So if you can catch it before it ends at 10:30, you can even rewind it back to the beginning. So which is one of the few good things about Peacock. But anyways, back to the recap.
It's probably easier for me to just because I have Rampage on DVR anyway, so I can watch that at any time. And they have this smart fast forward. Shout out to that, because if you hold it in, it'll just go to the next segment.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool. It's still learning, but it's still a pretty neat little new feature for television. Brooklyn Barlow took on Ivy Niles. This was a really good one to see, and then Ivy Niles tried in this one. She did pick up the win. And I did not finish NXT because of the we wanted to make sure everything, we jumped up on here and recorded here for you. So I did not finish. So the main event here was Brooks and Jensen versus
Grizzled Young Vets. This was
oh wow, yeah.
This was a good one.
I can see why you made this one your favorite. This one your match of the.
Yeah. This was a good show. Brooks and Jensen picked up the win, and that was a good one. Stop your barking.
Hey, we know how that goes here, so we understand that one. We definitely understand that. I'm sure you've heard my dogs in this episode plenty. So.
Oh gosh. Yeah, anyone who's watching this, the YouTube version where you can see me, when you see my head turning a lot, that's because I'm watching my dog because I'm making sure he doesn't get into anything. Because normally I'm up in my office, but because my Mrs. Coach went to bed early, I'm recording downstairs, and my dog naturally has accompanied me and keeps just strutting around off camera here. So
I definitely understand that, and then you got to make sure they don't tear into the garbage bags.
Yep,
get into everything of that.
He's a handful, but yeah. So that was a good one.
That was our weekly stuff. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It was a good week, and definitely an enjoyable week of wrestling. And unfortunate that we didn't get some live stuff to do this week, but we want to jump into the our weekly award segment here. We want to say we usually do man, woman, team, match, and show, 5 of them. So my man of the week this week was ACH, and your man of the week was.
My man of the week was Big E, and I had to give it to Big E because for somebody who broke his neck to kind of just be in the high spirits that he is, and to put out that kind of positivity.
Dude.
That's
he's just a positive guy. Yeah, such a genuinely funny dude. It really is terrible to see him. Yeah. And then in that situation, but yeah, we didn't touch on GCW Astronaut this week. I definitely wanted to make this a more digestible episode. We did have some time constraints, but oh my god, I just feel like this guy should be everywhere. He took on Tony Deppen this week on GCW Astronaut, and that match was just out of this world. Not to be puntastic, but yeah, it really was. And I just feel like, damn, I know that ACH has been outspoken, but I feel like he should be everywhere. Like, this dude is like. He is like the prototypical fucking wrestler. He's a blueprint.
Super talented dude, and I think eventually he'll have his time. Like, the controversies of the past will be forgotten because I mean, people in wrestling have done, like, he didn't do anything wrong. He did stuff that got blown out of proportion because he was outspoken and people might not have liked that.
Right. And he had a terrible shirt design. That whole shirt design debacle. Come on, I mean that was a terrible ass design. But
I don't want to get into it for the sake of time and staying out of that kind of stuff. But he'll have it. Yeah.
He definitely will and should, for sure. Yeah. Woman of the week. This week, my woman of the week was Thunder Rosa. I can't wait to see her and Britt Baker in a steel cage, and them continue that feud.
Oh yeah, she's great. Thunder Rosa, Britt's great too.
Britt's definitely good.
Wendy Chu, I love the gimmick.
Oh man, dude, she's so fun.
She's fun. She's a great wrestler. I love that. What range? Because she went from, and I don't remember the name, but she was with Xia Li and Bella. She was their manager in the chair, a
huge build-up, though.
Yeah,
I was really just interested to see, and I knew she would kill that role, and it's just like, well, okay, well, she's not exactly doing that, but she's absolutely nailing it. She's taking it home with this one. You know what I mean? Like, she is.
She's fantastic.
She killed the role. She took whatever that. You know what I mean? This made it a very enjoyable thing out of it.
Mrs. Coach always loves her when she's on too. Like, she's so great. I love Wendy Chu. So awesome.
Yeah. So team of the week this week. My team of the week is the Acclaimed. They didn't pick up the win, but this big on the Acclaimed. Hopefully we'll go see a rematch of that, like, for sure. Yeah.
Mine is Sting and Darby Allin, and I'm gonna say some nice things about AEW. I'm not a huge AEW fan, and again, nothing against it.
Fair,
not my cup of tea, and that's all cool. But I did watch Darby, Sting, and Sammy Guevara versus Andrade, Matt Hardy, and Cassidy from Revolution. And what a fantastic match!
Great stuff, dude.
All three are super talented, but with Sting, what I love with Sting and Darby Allin is they blend, they go so well together. Like, it's really great. It was great seeing Sting, the dive off the balcony.
Yeah, dude, oh my god, that was insane. And on the scrum, somebody, little kid, I forget his name, but he's always on there, and you know him by the name, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I think I've been interviewed by you a couple of times." And the wrestlers have such good back and forth dialogue with this kid. It's just awesome. But they asked him if are you going to be doing matches that are this nature again? Like, are you going to continue doing it? He's like, well, that'd be pretty awesome of me, huh? And he's like, but he's not opposed to it. That's what he's like. I'm not opposed to it, but he says
I think
he didn't expect to have any of these kind of matches. So anything that he's doing past the cinematic stuff, I guess it was all big ups to Cody Rhodes for this. You know what I mean? He was the one that kind of pulled Sting into doing these matches, and
as long as he's, comfortable and safe. I mean, because
Yep,
Sting, honestly, like growing up, Sting was like one of my like top favorites. So like,
absolutely, dude. Yeah,
and seeing
NWO
him,
Wolfpack.
yep,
That was me. I
him
was a big.
work
I was a big Wolfpack fan. Yeah.
side by side with Darby, and it's great. I mean, so
Right.
big
And
ups to
another thing from
him.
that segment we didn't really get to talk about was the debut and the debut of Jeff Hardy. So it
Jeff
was
Hardy, yeah,
really cool to see Sting and Jeff Hardy back in the ring together. Hell yeah.
dance while your brother's getting
Yeah,
his ass
Dance
kicked.
Warrior getting. I had to remember the infamous segment at PPW with a man with two letters in his first name that rhymes with punk at the end, but it wasn't CM Punk. It was just a guy that we don't want to mention, but and yeah, it was a similar thing where it was like the good guys were in the ring just getting their ass kicked, and it's like, okay, well let's take the time out to dance real quick before we make it to the ring. And I was like, wait a minute, shouldn't you help those guys? I know that music's pretty awesome, but
You know,
help them.
I mean, the debut was cool. He's got the
Yeah,
music from because
absolutely.
it's
The
what's it
loaded,
called?
yeah,
Yeah.
the old,
It's commercial music, so like they can license it, which is cool.
yeah, that was a cool little situation there.
And if Jeff is healthy and happy, I'm best of luck to him in his AEW run, and I hope he kills it. So
Yeah, I hope at some point we do get to see, and I'm sure we will because they're his songs. But if Jeff does do single stuff there, excuse me, I hope we do get to hear the original old school Jeff Hardy song. That'd be
the
cool.
one from uh that
The
he
one
used
he
in
just started using, yeah.
yeah.
It's blanking. Yeah, I'm blanking, but you know which one I'm talking
Yeah.
about.
Show of the week. Let's hop on there because we got to wrap up
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
before
My
we get
show of
cut
the
off.
week this week was NXT UK.
Oh, great one. NXT Level Up because again, I kind of explained it, kind of hopped into it a little earlier there. I think this week it came into its own. It had 3 great matches, the new intro.
Yeah,
Again, if you watch
I'm
it,
definitely gonna go back and watch for freaking Jensen and Briggs and the Grizzled Young Veterans alone.
yes,
I'm
it's a
definitely
fun
gonna
kind of
finish that
match.
up. Yeah.
And I like that they're starting to do storylines on there that will feed into 2.0. And again, if you get a chance to catch
Yes.
live, I would recommend watching it live just because on Hulu, you got to fast forward through like a 20-minute Raw recap, and they don't do that
Yeah,
on people.
and I will be
So,
doing that. Yeah.
and that's my show of the week, Level Up. Great. Again, I encourage everyone to really dip into the NXT universe and watch 2.0
It
UK
really
and
is
Level Up.
fun, and like I said with NXT, Level Up, it really seems like you're getting more the instant payoff of this being a launching point for the NXT, like as opposed to like a dark and dark, being for
Yeah.
then you got Dynamite and Rampage or whatever, but it just feels like this is actually you get this payoff for these shows that are definitely storyline leading directly through to Level Up and then 2.0.
Yes, it's great, and it's definitely what NXT needed because like 205 Live had some great matches, but just was matches.
Absolutely.
So it's good. But that's all I've got. I guess we can kind of wrap it up there.
Yeah, we definitely can. So at that point, just follow the Wicked Turtle. Follow everything on follow us wherever you can. Instagram, Twitter. Soon we got Facebook. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Oh my goodness. But yeah, just make sure you follow us there. Follow Coach.
Yes.
Anything else specific that you want to plug out?
Yeah. Really quick. Again, follow me Twitter, Instagram, Facebook at @BSeanCalvin, and also the A Show, which is Matt Durline and Chris Decker's podcast. I appeared on there
Ooh.
this week. They do a fantasy draft where
Oh, sweet.
you draft
Yeah.
a roster and you set a card. I picked NXT 2014 because obviously I'm an NXT mark.
Oh yeah,
So,
dude. Yeah.
I would suggest anybody watching this to go listen to it. And I think you
All
have
right.
one
Yeah.
day left to hop on Twitter and vote for me and my card, which you totally should. I'm winning, by the way, so that's great.
Okay. And we can do that? We're on Twitter.
You can follow them. You can look them up at the A Show. It's the A Show podcast. I'm blanking right now on the exact. I think it's at A
Well,
Show.
I'll send that to the Penguin, and he'll have that
Yeah, and like
And
you
you
head
had
to
to be
my Twitter, I've been talking about it like crazy. But definitely
good.
give it a list because on past episodes they've had like a lot of like the stepdads have been on there.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, the boar from Chikara, the war boar, he's been on there.
I think I know who you're talking about. Yeah, the
Yeah. A lot of like indie people that you would know have been on there,
yeah.
and they've had some great cards. And Matt Durline is one of my close friends, and
Oh,
he's
Maddie,
such
I
a
like
great dude.
Maddie.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's
it's
a cool
definitely
dude.
worth a listen. I was on his By the Numbers podcast too, which is fantastic.
Oh, I didn't know he had a podcast. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
he's got
awesome, man.
two. And they're both
Really?
awesome. By the Numbers is about matches he's refed and people he's interacted with. So there's an entire episode with him and I. And also, really quick, Moran and Friends had my
Moran and
trainer,
Friends, yeah.
Justin Glory, on it this week. Check out Moran and Friends.
I've been wanting to meet Justin for a long time, man. That'd be cool to get up
Justin.
there with backbreakers.
Yeah, if you can ever make it to a backbreaker show, man. I know it's a little bit of a drive for you, but if you guys
Yeah.
can ever make it, and anybody who's on here, follow Backbreakers on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, and they like their YouTube page because I can't talk about it right now. But there's something really cool coming to the YouTube page that I'm working
There you
on.
go.
So there's a little tease. So that's all I
There you
got.
go. All right, so yeah, send that stuff for Matt over, and then we'll link the A podcast too, and we'll also link Maddie's stuff down below too, and we'll give the
All right, cool.
results for Nanticoke. So that's the episode. This is the Duke of Disputation.
This is Sean Kelvin, guys. Have a good one.
Have a good one, guys. Thanks for watching. What is up, Wicked Turtle Nation? We just wanted to let you guys know that Wicked Turtle Network has decided to join the Raise Rebellion as brand ambassadors for Raise Energy Drink. Raise Energy gives you fresh, and that stands for focus, recovery, energy, stamina, and hydration. With zero sugar, absolutely no crash, electrolytes, and BCAA aminos. I encourage everyone listening or watching right now to raise up and join the Raise Rebellion yourself by going to your local GNC, vitamin shop, or even online at repsports.com. And order yourself some Raise energy drinks or other athletic supplements in bulk. And when checking out, use the order code WickedTurtle for a 15% discount. The website and order code will be in the description of this cast.